know it might be a touchy subject, but what was the cost of it? So, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing part 2 of my hair transplant surgery and journey. Officially 10 weeks post-op as of tomorrow, the 27th of August. You guys will be seeing this a little bit later. If you guys want to see this makeup look, make sure you hit the iCard. It will be there. And if you're interested in the lashes that I'm wearing Giselle from my own collection. I will leave them linked down below. Hair transplant surgery. I have been working so hard on that video, you guys, for so long. It took probably a month to edit, 7 months of filming, give or take. I'm so proud of how that video came along. So if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, on June 18th, 2020, I got a hair transplant, which is where they take grafts from the back of your head and bring them over to the front because I have a receding hairline and it was thinning quite a lot. I asked you guys on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to comment and DM me any questions that you have about the surgery that I did not go over in my video, so I'll be addressing those today. First question that I was receiving was, how did they do it? So basically, I had FUE surgery, which is follicular unit extraction. I didn't have FUT, which is follicular unit transfer. I think that's what it stands for. So basically, FUT is where they cut a strip out of the back and sides of your head, suture it back up, then they go under a microscope and then they take out the grafts that they need. However, I had FUE surgery, which is where they take out each individual hair one by one at the back of your head. That is what the back of my head looks like. I do have a birthmark like at the bottom of my neck here, and as you can see, there is still a little bit of redness and splotchiness at the back, but we are less than 3 months post-op and I'm still healing. Justin Landkes asked, did it hurt? The only pain that I felt throughout the entire operation, start to finish, was the injection for the anesthetic. It just feels like a small little pinch and you're face down, you can't see the needle, so it was completely fine. It was a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest. It wasn't even painful, it was just, it was painful, it hurt. I remember watching like Gigi Gorgeous's video and Jeffree Star's video, Gigi especially, I think I remember, and I was freaking out about it. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna hurt so fucking much. I was like super, like kind of calm, cool, and collected before, but as soon as I saw where I was gonna be operated on, I was just like, oh my god, what am I doing? Like, what the fuck is happening? I can't believe I'm about to do this. In terms of like when they're taking out each individual hair, you don't feel any pain at all. What it sounds like is like when you stuck a toothpick into styrofoam. That's kind of like the sound that you hear, but it's not like annoying, it's not irritating. It's honestly a very comfortable process. I was literally sitting there and I just remember saying so stupid, this is really relaxing. Like the Valium had kicked in clearly. I was like, this is so relaxing. I'm like so happy right now and content. This is great. Not being on my phone, not really having anything to think about. I was so fucking stupid. More Sexy to You asked, did you feel like you made a good choice? Yes. I've had a lot of people comment on the videos like on TikTok, on my Instagram reels, and people being like, it looks literally no different. That's actually a good thing for me. I didn't want it to look super fake. I wanted to look natural. I didn't want it to be like when I was 75 years old, my forehead's gonna be still down here. That will just look weird. I feel as though it's boosted my confidence so much, especially when I'm on camera. Like now, no longer have to kind of hide away from showing this side of my face. Like even though my jawline's asymmetrical and my eyes are different, like it doesn't matter to me as much anymore. And I know that's a really vain thing to say, but it's like when you don't get your hair done, it's like when you look good, you feel good, that kind of thing. And I didn't feel good about this for years. M. Manoli 15 asked, how did you end up sleeping on the first couple of nights and was it the most comfortable? After surgery, I actually didn't experience any pain at all. Only thing that I experienced was a little bit of sensitivity in the back of my head when we had to take off the bandages. And I know that that hurts for a lot of people, but for me, it was completely fine. I think it's because I kept bleeding after surgery. So when it was finally time to take it off, it came off quite easily. It was really disgusting. I'll insert the photo here if you guys want to see it. If you don't, close your eyes for a second. In terms of sleeping for the first couple of nights, I actually bought like a neck pillow, like one of like the travel pillows that you sleep on in like an airplane. I just slept on that with a couple of pillows supporting my back so I was sitting up properly. And I actually got used to it. I slept pretty well for the first night, obviously because I would have been so tired. Surprisingly, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I'm very much a side sleeper and I was like, fuck, this is gonna be a nightmare. I'm not gonna get any sleep for a few days. And to be honest, I woke up here and there throughout the night, but I slept fine. Like it wasn't that bad at all. Alfie, hey Alfie, I miss you so much. He asked, do you have to take medication to stop any further hair from falling out? Yes. So I was on finasteride and minoxidil. So minoxidil helps stimulate the hairs that are already there, and finasteride helps to stop 70 to 80% of further hair loss from occurring. Yes, you are meant to be on medication for the first year at least after surgery, ideally for the rest of your life, but I had a lot of weight gain. To avoid those side effects, I'm not on any medication currently, but after having a chat with my doctor, what I've decided to do is I'm going to be just taking minoxidil on its own and then finasteride on its own a month, and then just see which one I get the side effects with, and then just figure out a different route, because you can get more herbal medications that obviously aren't as potent, but you more than likely won't get the side effects with the herbal medications. So there's ways around it, but yeah, you are meant to take hair medication, which sucks. Amanda Aldiana asked, how long does a transplant last? So the hairs that they implant are permanent hairs. So a lot of people, when they start to bald at like the crown or in the top of their head, if you get a hair transplant, you will permanently have not a full head of hair, but you'll have a head of hair. Like it will thin eventually, because they basically reconstructed all of this. So once my hairline continues to recede, this hair will stay and then the rest will recede back, which is why it's important that you do take medication to stop majority of that from happening. And a lot of people have to get a second hair transplant or even a third hair transplant in their lifetime. So Caitlin Baby XO said, I just want to say you look incredible and that hairline, thank you. Nate.Lou asked a few questions actually. So he asked, thank you so much for doing this series. I know it might be a touchy subject, but what was the cost of it? So it's a fucking expensive surgery. I'm not gonna lie. It was like, do I want to buy a brand new car or do I want to get my forehead done? So for me, I'm not saying this is what it's going to cost for you, because it does vary depending on how many grafts you get. So I had to get about 3,000 grafts, 3,500 we ended up doing on the day. I paid $14,800. And then on top of that, you have to get your medications, you have to get a blood test, and I think that's about it. I know that for people who need like 1,000 grafts, it's maybe like 8 or 9,000. I don't know how much it is. If you want a consultation, definitely go ahead and book in for a consult, free consult with Grow. They're absolutely incredible. But yeah. Josh.com asks, does insurance cover any of it? No. Unfortunately, it is completely elective and it's not medical, it's cosmetics. So unfortunately, insurance does not. Nate.Lou also asked, did the areas where they took grafts become patchy like mentioned in the video? No, it didn't. So the back of my head it honestly feels like nothing ever changed, to be honest. The way that it looks, I don't really see it. I don't really know, but from photos, you can't really tell where extractions have been taken, which is really good, thank God. He also asked, how long does it take to fully heal? It took about 2 weeks for me to be like completely like kind of back to normal, regular scheduled programming. Maybe 3 weeks actually, because that's when you could work out again. And then in terms of seeing results, it takes about 12 months. Can you bleach your hair now that it has healed? Yes. I think it was either 6 weeks or 6 months I had to wait before I could bleach or put any color on my hair, just because you don't want to block the follicles and all of that. So yeah, you definitely can pretty much just like normal hair. It is normal hair. MarkSong_1 asked, was Grow Clinics the most reasonably priced clinic that you visited? So I went to 2 consultations, definitely recommend Grow over the other one. Grow were definitely the most comfortable and professional clinic that I went to. And I wish that I had actually included the full conversation that myself and Amani were having in the car in the video, but some things have gone down and I will not speak of that because I don't want to get sued. Back to your question though about Grow being the most reasonably priced clinic, it was less expensive than the other consultation that I had. So yes. Mark also asked, do you want to bring your hairline lower now after seeing the final result, or are you happy? Super happy with how it's all looking right now. I'm just happy to be healing and everything to be growing. I can fill it in with this shit, like it's totally fine. When could I wear makeup again? I could wear makeup, I think it was after 3 weeks, because that's when you can pretty much go back to normal and put hair product in and all that stuff. Mitch White asked, how was the overall experience and did they not shave your head? No, they didn't. So I know that the maximum grafts that they can do without shaving your head is something along the lines of 2,500. I was getting 3,000 and then we ended up doing 3,500 grafts. So I was really meant to shave my head, but I think they didn't shave my head because it was pretty much going where there was already no hair. So the risk of infection was already quite significantly less. Whereas if it was like in amongst the top or crown of my head, then I probably would have had to. Where did I go and why? So I went to Grow Clinics because I felt the most comfortable there. The team were absolutely incredible. They were the most professional. They gave me the result that I wanted. That's pretty much why I went to the clinic that I did. Other clinic that I went to wasn't the most professional in terms of the way that they handle themselves. That's just personal, my own opinion. I would never recommend anyone to go there. Are there any alternatives to a hair transplant? There are alternatives and there are other treatments that you can do, but hair transplant surgery is the only way to restore what you have completely lost. Like you can get PRP treatments, which is like where they draw blood and they spin the platelets and then they take the platelets and inject it back into your scalp, and that helps to stimulate current hair that you have there and thicken it up and promote new growth as well. In terms of reconstructing and bringing back what you have lost, surgery seems to be the only option so far. And this is one that I kept receiving as well. Is there a cheaper alternative to a hair transplant? You can go to Turkey and get them for like 3, 4, 5 grand, but there are a lot of botched jobs. Some of those doctors do 2, 3 hair transplants a day. Really, it's a long operation, so it makes you wonder how well of a job they're actually doing. Whereas I had full confidence that Grow were taking their time with me, because when you go to Grow, I don't know about like any other clinics, but when I went to Grow Melbourne, if you have surgery booked in on the 25th of December, then you are the only patient that will be having surgery on the 25th of December. Like the entire clinic is shut just for you. Obviously, they still have other nurses and other treatments and stuff going for like PRP and light therapy and that kind of thing. But in terms of surgery, you're the only one being operated that day. If I had to, I would honestly do the entire process all over again. I had that great of an experience. I plan on doing a video maybe like at the 6-month mark and the 1-year mark, just giving you guys an update on how everything is going.
Editing Jacob here. So I actually have an Instagram dedicated to this entire journey and the entire surgery. So if you guys want month-to-month updates and all of the nitty-gritty, make sure you guys check out the link in the description. I will leave it there for you guys.
Thank you for watching and thank you for being part of this journey with me. It means so much to me, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye.